Sometimes a concert tests the very limits of what a human body can do. One of those concerts happened on a cold January night in 2023. At New York's legendary Carnegie Hall, the air is charged with the kind of energy that happens only on nights when history is about to be made. This is a one-night-only event, perhaps even a once-in-a-lifetime one. Pianist Yuja Wang is waiting backstage, about to do something which, for the better part of a century, was considered so ambitious as to be impossible. All four Rachmaninoff piano concerti, as well as the Rhapsody on a theme of Paganini, rock bag for those in the know, in a single night. If she succeeded, she would become the first pianist to accomplish such a feat. Not even Rachmaninoff himself had ever dared to try. If anyone could pull it off, it's Yuja Wang. She had played all of these concerti individually countless times before.
35, 14. Okay, not bad. Hey, wow.
But what made this night different was the sheer amount of endurance that would be required to get through it. She was about to play literal hours of some of the most grueling piano music ever written. And on that night, like on any night, there was one instrument that the audience would not be able to hear, but an instrument which was perhaps the most important of them all, the human heart. But this time, Yuja Wang, as well as the conductor Yannick Nézet-Séguin, members of the orchestra, and several members of the audience, all wore heart monitors which tracked their pulse throughout the performance. And the results were staggering, offering an unusually intimate and intriguing glimpse into what it takes to pull off a performance like this. Music isn't just some ether that's pulled out of nowhere, it's an intensely physical experience. The sound travels from the performer's body into the body of the instrument and then into the bodies of every single person who's in the hall. We're all vibrating together. But in my training as a pianist, the body was often seen as something unruly that needed to be tamed, like a cowboy dealing with a wild horse. All of that so the body could be transcended, so that we were neither moving too much nor too little, so that our fingers wouldn't betray our musical and poetic ideas.
How many times have you seen in public someone play just simply gorgeously, and then they do this, and the mood is gone?
This value of bodily control is something that extends to the members of the audience as well. Just think about how much discourse there was around the interesting amount of coughing that happened at the Chopin Competition this year.
Hey, Duchess, you ever hear of a cough drop?
It's exactly this sharing of space which is the beautifully delicate and frighteningly dangerous part of live performance. The human body can sometimes get in the way, but it's also what creates those incredible moments of community, those moments when performer and audience literally breathe together. The philosopher Maurice Merleau-Ponty said that the body is our general medium for having a world. It's through our bodies that we reach out, collide, and experience the transcendence of art. In Yuja's Rachmaninoff marathon, we got the opportunity to see this communion measured in real time, to understand what it means to push the body to the limit like this, and what it means to carry the audience along with you on that journey. Carnegie Hall's graph traced Yuja's inner world throughout the concert. Peaks, valleys, sudden spikes, and surprising moments of calm. One of the things that I found the most surprising is that it wasn't always the densest, most notey passages which made her heart race the fastest. During one of the most infamous passages in the final movement of the third concerto, her heart rate dropped to around 85 beats per minute, only slightly above her resting heart rate.
Yuja's heart rate was the same playing this as this slower section just a minute later.
Yuja has played the Third Concerto more than any of the others, over 70 times.
Rhapsody for me, I can sleep playing it.
Meanwhile, in the finale of the Fourth Concerto, a piece which was slightly less familiar to her, and to most of us, her heart rate spiked to 149 beats per minute. That's almost as fast as my heart was racing when I looked at my bank account this morning. And Yuja isn't an outlier. This graph just shows us something which many musicians have known instinctively for centuries. One study showed that professional musicians reach up to 85% of their maximum heart rate during concerts, a level that's closer to athletic exertion than to sedentary activity. And the way our bodies respond to pressure can actually affect the way we learn and retain music.
It was a really cool study where they had one group of participants sit on an indoor bicycle learning a bunch of words, and then another group was actually cycling, getting their heart rate up to like 120 to 150 beats per minute while learning a bunch of words. And the folks who were tested in the same way that they learned the words recalled 20% more than the folks who did it differently.
And of course, mastering that physical side of playing, the control, the conviction, it's not just about mindless repetition. It's about practicing with a cultivated awareness. If you're trying to take your awareness to the next level, Tonebase Premium has everything you need. And now is the perfect time to get started. The 2025 Black Friday VIP waitlist is now open, and when you join, you'll get early access to the best deal that Tonebase offers all year, plus exclusive bonuses you won't find anywhere else. How do you stay relaxed, grounded, and literally put together when the music feels like it's trying to tear you apart? On Tonebase Premium, you can dive into all of these questions and more, exploring your favorite repertoire with pianists like Juliana Avdeeva, Hao Chen Zhang, Garrick Olson, and dozens more. From the very basics to the most subtle and advanced techniques of piano playing.
It's not only intellectual, it's also biological.
Check the link in the description below to get on the Black Friday VIP waitlist so you can be the first to take advantage of the best deal of the year. And while you're down there, if you like the work we're doing here on Tonebase, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. The data from Carnegie Hall is fascinating on its own, but it also reminds us of something really important that we often forget, that in the concert we are all together sharing the space and sharing the experience, each of us with a beating heart of our own. We rarely get such an intimate look at a pianist's physical processes, but it's incredible to witness it, especially knowing that some of the greatest pianists in history have been confronted with their body's limitations, sometimes in quite terrifying ways. Clara Schumann, for instance, wrote about the toll that constant touring and concertizing took on her body, and it's quite well documented that she suffered intense physical pain while playing, especially in her later years. Even Rachmaninoff himself, the demigod behind the incredible concerti which Yuja played, was known to be quite nervous and to suffer from intense amounts of stage fright.
He was, in this case, very strange because most of composers liked enormously their works. And he was so self-criticizing, so it was difficult to survive, I think, for him.
And although it's a quite dramatic example, some pianists have even found their bodies giving out on them mid-performance. In 1951, the pianist Seymour Barere collapsed in the middle of the Grieg Piano Concerto, unfortunately passing away backstage later that evening from a brain hemorrhage. By the way, he's an interesting pianist that we should definitely check out beyond just the circumstances of his macabre death. Of course, this is quite extreme. I don't think Yuja was anywhere near passing from this mortal coil to the next realm during her Rachmaninoff performance in any way other than a spiritual one. But classical musicians have inherited a long romantic tradition of glorifying the suffering artist. The idea that truth is born from struggle, illness, and even death. Perhaps that is why we seem still to be so uneasy about the body's imperfections. It's easier to imagine being a martyr to the art than to deal with all of the complexity of what it means to be fully alive. And in the concert hall, we get a chance to experience that aliveness every single time a performer walks out on stage. The performance itself is something that lives and dies. No matter how many times Yuja has played these pieces, there will never be another performance of this particular piece on this particular night by this particular pianist ever again. The legendary choreographer Martha Graham once put it really beautifully. She said that there is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. And the data offers insight into that realization as well. When comparing the overall graphs of Yuja and the conductor Yannick, we see that their pulses traced similar paths throughout the concert.
Wow, to see all of it going together. I'm very impressed by that.
It's really synced. That's why we like to make music. It's like your brainwaves really just thinking about the same thoughts.
There have been studies that show that this extends to the audience as well. That in a classical music concert, the audience begins to breathe in sync. It's almost like we are all this big support network to help relax us during the mental activity of listening to music. It's easy to imagine this in a popular music context where everybody is singing and dancing together, and it's quite remarkable that it happens even in the quiet space of a concert hall as well. We've even had a recent glimpse into just how profound it is when a performer allows their body to respond to the music. At this year's Chopin Competition, Yumeka Nakagawa shed actual tears during the Raindrop Prelude. It's amazing to see a pianist surrender fully to their emotions in a moment like this. I think this is what makes the Carnegie Hall data just so incredible to see. It's no surprise to anyone that Yuja could pull this off. She's obviously one of the greatest living pianists that we have right now. It's almost a foregone conclusion that she would play this with absolute mastery and brilliance, and, no surprises there. But what is amazing is actually getting insight into what makes a pianist like that literally tick. What makes her alive? That she, just like any one of us, is a living and breathing human. And we should remember this in every concert that we go to. It's a chance to be confronted with the mortality of the performer, of the composer, and of the piece itself. A great performance ends. Every performance ends, and we have the chance to witness that. It's a reminder that each and every one of us is fully alive. Virtuosity on this level, in material this ravishing, is elevating to witness, which is why, even after so many hours, I was left at the end feeling an exhilarated lightness. Like many others I saw, I drifted up the aisle and onto the street, unable to stop smiling. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, it's a joy to chat with you. Please comment down below if you had the luck of being there in person. What did you think of this concert? I really, really hope that Yuja will do it again someday. I'm absolutely just devastated that I missed it the first time. And be sure to check the link in the description below if you want to get started with Tonebase Premium. Now is the perfect time to start. Join the Black Friday VIP waitlist to take advantage of the best price of the year as well as exclusive bonuses. And while you're here, be sure to like and subscribe. There is so much content here on YouTube for you still to explore. I definitely recommend checking out, for example, our video on Arvopart, which we did in collaboration with the Arvopart Center, our video about Maria João Pires, in which we talked to Noa Kageyama about the power of memory in a performance, and you may also like our recent interview with Juliana Avdeeva, where she answers questions from Piano Reddit. So keep exploring YouTube and let us know what you think in the comments down below. I'm Robert Fleitz from Tonebase, and I'll see you next time. Okay, wait, let me think about this. Oh my god, we could do jokes here. That's almost as fast as my heart was racing while trying to complete the last map of Celeste. That's almost as fast as my heart was racing during the last 35 minutes of Hereditary. That's almost as fast as my heart was racing when I was at the club last weekend. Okay. Basta.